Welcome back to the land where time stands still, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, as always, Grant for One Fair Review, and if there's one thing we strive for here, is that we encourage people to have a healthy body image. Okay, that's complete crap, but we do think it sometimes, during the videos, we think to ourselves that, but have you guys ever noticed how during the summer, or even after New Year's, the gym gets packed with all kinds of people? Because I do, and it can be pretty freaking annoying when people take the machines you want to use, and don't use them properly, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. That being said, I promise my little rant right there has to do with the anime we're talking about today. Today's anime review is on the show very much related to working out, and that's how heavy are your dumbbells you lift? Yeah, it's kind of a strange title, but let's roll with it. This is a show about a bunch of girls striving to work out for their dream bodies and unrealistically macho strong men. The studio behind the show is Doga Kobo, which they've made plenty of good shows that tend to be pretty popular. Most recently, they made the helpful Fox Senko-san, which I didn't review on the channel, but I have mentioned before. It is a really good show. But believe me when I say we are no stranger to Doga Kobo ourselves here at One Fair Review. We've actually reviewed two of their shows. One of them was Wataten, which was a girly show about little girls. And then another one was Uzumaid, which was another girly show about little girls. Clearly we have our standards here at One Fair Review. Okay, let's get to that plot summary. Sakura Hibiki is your average high school girl with a voluptuous appetite. Noticing her clothes are thickening, her slowly expanding waistline, she decides to look into enrolling in the nearby gym. There, she runs into a girl from her school by the name of Soryun Akemi. Akemi, who has a muscle fetish, tries to get Hibiki to enroll into the gym despite its high ratio of macho men. Thankfully, a beautiful trainer, Macho, appears and unknowingly convinces her to enroll and start her quest to get a great body. Starring Furyu Ai as Sakura Hibiki, pretty much her first lead role in anime, so congratulations to her, by the way. Amamiya Sora as Soryun Akemi, Ishikawa Kaito as Macho Naruzo, Toyama Nao as Boyd Gina. It's a Russian name, so don't get confused. Hori Yu as Tachibana Satomi. And finally, Ishigami Shizuka as Uehara Ayaka. Okay, so now that we got all that out of the way, let's get to the actual show. And as we always do, let's start off with the story. I really don't have too much to say about the story in this case, in this scenario. Mainly because there's not too much of a story to talk about. The main story just follows a bunch of girls who want to have their best body possible, and they work out at the gym, or they work out anywhere they can work out. The basic plot, or the basic episode process and format goes as follows. Introduce the girls, introduce a problem that they have to go through, introduce methods to work out, different methods from either Macho or the girls themselves come up with methods to work out, show some food, show the calorie intake it has and the protein it has, and then the episode ends with everybody being positive, and at the very end of the episode, meaning the end of the credits, Macho-sama comes back to give you another lesson in how to train your body properly. Now, that's not to say that there isn't necessarily a plot, because there is a plot, there are characters, but there's no arc, there's no real thing that happens. It teases at things later to come on, like, an arm wrestling thing, an arm wrestling challenge, a new girl's gonna come in, or a Barnold Schwarzenegger, I believe is what they call him, and Jason Statham, which is really bizarre, but whatever. So they have all these scenarios that play out throughout the story, but there really is no overall arcing story. The story is a bunch of girls want to work out, and that's it. Like I said, the show really is just about giving you information, divulging information on working out. And in terms of that, I have never seen a show that's so effective in divulging information to the audience about working out. I've seen documentaries on working out by Arnold Schwarzenegger, by many people, showing you how to properly work out, and they're always boring. And being somebody who goes to the gym regularly, granted I'm no bodybuilder, that's for sure, I found a lot of information very useful. There are certain things that I didn't even know about that I used at the gym myself, because it's like, oh, that's cool. Look at that. Dynamic stretches are better than static stretches, way better. So there are certain things that you learn throughout the course of each episode that is actually very interesting and will be helpful. And when I mean this show is about instructions, that is literally what the show is about. Like I said, there's moments of story, but then it immediately goes into instructing you on how to do a workout. And that's kind of the series as a whole. Yes, it has those moments of fun where it's like the characters are doing their own things, eating, or they go to a party, or they, there's the sports event, the sports event that happens at every school. I don't know if that's every single school in the world, but you know what I mean. It has stuff like that, and it really doesn't deviate from the path of we're working out. And for some people that might be boring, but for me in particular, I found it to be very fun and engaging. The show is very funny, it's very comedic at times, but a lot of the comedy really just comes from the girls trying to work out and get their best bodies. When in reality, there's only one girl in the group who's out of shape, which is Hibiki, and their teacher, who is, funny enough, a cosplayer, which makes sense. I have met a teacher who was once a cosplayer as well. But besides that, yeah, none of the girls really have that much trouble. They all just kind of divulge information. This is how you work out. This is what you do. And then, of course, there's Macho, who's like this big behemoth who just tells you, this is how you work out. You got to work these out, the triceps, do these, the posing also helps you. That is the show. That is literally all there is to it. It is just about working out, and it is just about giving you information. And in that regards, I think it's very helpful, and it's very unique in that way. I mean, how many shows can you really see where it just gives you information secretly while also motivating you to go to the gym? I think a lot of people actually probably watched this show and were motivated to go to the gym because there was some cute anime girls and really sexy strong men. Speaking of that, this show is filled to the brim with fan service. Tons and tons of fan service. You got fan service with really cute and sexy girls, and of course you have fan service with really cute and big strongmen guys. And that is the show. My phone is ringing. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But anyways, getting back to the point. This show has tons of fan service for everybody involved, for both men and women. It's pretty great, and it's pretty enjoyable. Tons of workout advice. I really don't have too much more to say about the story other than it's enjoyable. Talking about the presentation is, I don't really know what to say about it. The animation is fairly good. There's nothing that particularly stands out, and there's nothing that's particularly wrong with it. So I would really have to say that the animation is overall good. I like the character designs, especially of Hibiki, because they make her really thick and it really exemplifies of her trying to work out. I do like that aspect of the show, how she's really thick and she's trying to work out to get rid of that so she can have a tight stomach. So that is cool stuff right there. The animation overall is very good, very fluid, very nice. In terms of the soundtrack, I have to say the soundtrack's very addicting, can be repetitive, but in a good way. I like the themes. It's probably the most memorable soundtrack I've seen in a series, mainly because I just remember all the themes and I constantly hear myself humming it, and when it's predictable as well, so when you know it's coming up, you just start singing it to yourself, and it's like, yeah. So I have to say, congrats on making the soundtrack very addicting and very memorable, especially the main opening. The main opening and the main outro are unbelievable. They're really well done, and I really enjoyed them. So to sum up everything, this is an instructional show, and I really don't think you can escape that fact. I don't think anybody's going to go to Dumbbells, or what's the name of this show? I'm just going to call it Dumbbells. I don't think anybody's going to go to this show and necessarily think like, oh yes, I'm going to get a great story out of it. No, there's no great story. It's entertaining, it's comedic, it's got great characters, but a majority of the show is instructing you how to work out. And if that's what you want, I mean, it does a really good job at it. It's never boring. It's always entertaining, and it always gets you amped to work out. Being somebody, again, I go to the gym. I learned a lot of things from this show. Plenty of things that actually helped me in my gym. Before, maybe I might pull a hamstring. Maybe I might pull, something, a muscle. Now, knowing what I know, I don't do that as much. So it is very helpful that way, and I do think there is a lot to gain from watching this show if you are working out. If you're not working out, however, it's also just an entertaining show to watch. My final verdict for Dumbbells, it has to be a very, very solid 8 out of 10. Why an 8 out of 10? Well, because it's a perfect show. It does everything it sets out to be, but there's nothing much else to it. I found myself to be very addicted to it, but that's mainly because I like working out. I love seeing, things about people working out. It's entertaining for people like me, for weirdos like me who like that kind of stuff. For other people, it might be boring because it's a lot of instructional stuff that maybe you don't care about or maybe you don't need. That's all up to you, really. Do I recommend it? Yes, I really recommend it. If anybody who's interested in working out, check out this show. It actually has a lot of useful information. Anyways, I was your host from Grant from One Fairview. If you guys have seen Dumbbells, what did you think? Do you love it, hate it, don't care about it, never want to see it, you're even mad at us for even talking about it? Let me know down in the comments down below. I like hearing your guys' responses. It's always entertaining, and sometimes it's fun to delve into a great argument that I find always in every comment section. It's always great. If you guys haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe, why are you watching this video if you haven't subscribed yet? Well, actually, I can guess why. Our channel is terrible. Anyways, don't forget to drop by our Patreon if you're interested. You'll get some nice benefits there, and as benefits I mean nothing. So, anyways, I'm Grant from One Fair Review. As always, have a nice day.